Assalamualaikum and good afternoon to my dear friends, respected teachers and honorable chief guests. Today, I would love to make use of the platform to present to all my friends on the importance of education. Education is a term that we have grown up listening to since we were kids. Right from the beginning of childhood till this very moment, we have been surrounded by education and its needs and importance. We have always been told by our parents, guardians, and teachers that education is essential and we should to take it seriously. But let us first address the matter of what is education. By definition, education is the systematic mode where which students instructed and impart knowledge in a school, college, or any other instructional organization. This is the theoretical definition and what the term education implies. However, in practice, education encompasses a holistic and wholesome training and development of an individual. Education is a how an individual possesses knowledge about various aspects in life, become empowered and acquire the ability to think freely and uniquely. Education is imparted to us in kindergarten, high school, and throughout till university. But even apart from that, our very own life teaches us lessons. This is via the experience gathered in living daily life, through which we learn some for the most important that true lesson about the life and existence. Education is essential because it leads to the development of the mind and intellect. Education can hence be defined as a mode which helps in the overall growth and training an individual's personality and intellectual potentiality. Keeping this view of education in mind, we can well conclude that it is an essential phenomenon and each human being should have the right to access proper and definitive education. The primary objective of education is to impart knowledge. Education also has its fair share in building the thinking capacity of people's minds. Hence, education supplies people with knowledge and facts and also encourage them to integrate that acquired knowledge into practical and professional life via necessary training. Education thus also plays a primary role in supporting the economic, social, and cultural sector of the country. The need to learn, develop, and implement is yet another goal which education fulfills. Apart from imparting knowledge, people are also vested in civic and social responsibility. Education makes people aware of their duties and what is ethical and unethical in life. Training is held in emotional integration in a laboratory communities. There exist no petty issues such as meaningless and irrational conflict and contradiction. An education population knows how to coexist and cooperate with their peers and colleagues. Hence, to attain world peace, justice, freedom, and equality, education is essential. Everyone should have the right to introduce themselves and grow life. For the various reasons stated above, everyone must get access to education. India as a country is the second largest in terms of population. Out of the total demographic, more than half of the people form a part of the growing community aged 30 and below. Thus, for a country that is filled with new and young minds, education is essential. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
John Dewey is nothing less than a rock star of modern education.
His ideas and approaches to schooling were revolutionary ideas during his lifetime and remain fundamentally important to modern schooling today.
In this video, we will take a brief look at the background of John Dewey, as well as a more in-depth look at his educational philosophies and ideals.
John Dewey was born in Barrington, Vermont on October 20, 1859.
At the University of Vermont, Dewey focused on the study of philosophy. Dewey graduated with his bachelor's degree in 1879.
In 1884, Dewey received his PhD from Johns Hopkins University and immediately began his university teaching career at the University of Michigan. In 1904, Dewey would become a professor at Columbia University, where he would retire in 1930.
John Dewey is probably most famous for his role in what is called progressive education.
Progressive education is essentially a view of education that emphasizes the need to learn by doing.
Dewey believed that human beings learn through a hands-on approach. This places Dewey in the educational philosophy of pragmatism.
Pragmatists believe that reality must be experienced.
From Dewey's educational point of view, this means that students must interact with their environment in order to adapt and learn.
Dewey felt the same idea was true for teachers and that teachers and students must learn together. His view of the classroom was deeply rooted in democratic ideals, which promoted equal voice among all participants in the learning experience.
Dewey's pragmatic and democratic approach to schooling may not stand out as radical today, but in the early and mid-1900s, his view of education was in contradiction to much of the then-present system of schooling.
Dewey's approach was truly child-centered. A child-centered approach to education places the emphasis of learning on the needs and interests of the child. In Dewey's view, children should be allowed to explore
He believed
the
in an
environments.
interdisciplinary curriculum, or a curriculum that focuses on connecting multiple subjects, where students are allowed to freely move in and out of classrooms as they pursue their interests and construct their own paths for acquiring and applying knowledge.
The role of the teacher in this setting would be to serve more as facilitator than an instructor. In Dewey's view, the teacher should observe the interests of the students, observe the direction they naturally take, and then serve as someone who helps develop problem-solving skills. Traditionally, a teacher would stand in front of a group of students who are all sitting in rows. The teacher is usually the deliverer of information, and the job of the students is usually to receive this information and regurgitate it in some form of a written test. In contrast, in a classroom based in the ideas of John Dewey, you may see a teacher deliver background content information, but you would also likely see students working in groups, with those groups exploring different concepts within the content. You would see lots of conversation and lots of collaboration. While you may see a written test, you may also see student projects, presentation, or other differentiated techniques of evaluation.
Created using Powtoon.